Welcome to Wild Wired with Kay and Gambit.
I'm Kay,
And I'm Gambit.
and today our guests are my buddy Poe and our old friend, as you heard back in the first episode we recorded, as you guys know him as Kegs.
Oh, I hope I'm known by now. Jesus, I do enough talking. Everyone's probably tired of hearing my ass.
I need
Could
to
we
put a
never
mute
get
button on you.
tired of hearing the Keggers?
Some people just want to put a mute button on them, though.
I'm sure they do. I'd put a mute button on myself and just hit and just spam that goddamn thing. So anyway, since I'm a guest, Mr. Poe, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, it's a wonderful day up here in God's country. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Because I'm curious. I've never talked to you before.
How deep are we going here? Or how little do you want to know? Like anything on that?
Anything you're willing to give us.
I was gonna say, flop them out on the table and let's fucking see them.
Well, I'm pretty sure I shouldn't straight out do that all the way through because we'll be here for about 8 or 12 hours.
Yeah, we're not going with that whole damn.
Yeah, I have a horrible habit of rambling, but I'll give you a little bit though. But yeah, that I do have a habit of forgetting.
Okay, would you quit rambling and give it to us, please?
Why, certainly.
You've been a friend since I was a kid. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it like a dick did. But you do the same thing to me.
It's kind of the mutual thing, but yeah. But
Well, I mean, he's the Dragon Warrior, so he's more than capable of defending himself, I would assume.
That's debatable when it comes to him over here. We're on a little more equal footing than it might seem. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, to explain the name, why I agreed to that name though, is 14 years formal martial arts training in 4 or 5 different arts, and I mean my body feels like it's gone through hell multiple thousands of times, but damn it, I had fun doing it.
I feel you on
Hear that?
that.
Which martial arts did you do, out of curiosity?
My opening art was Okinawan Kenpo karate, and then I branched out into Brazilian jiu-jitsu for some grappling, wrestling, ground game stuff. And then later on I was offered the opportunity to train in FMA, Filipino martial arts, which can be various forms of stick fighting or different types of hand-to-hand combat's another way to do it, but like the side I chose to go with was the stick fighting because that's what interested me most. And well, I started in Okinawan Kenpo, so I figure why not branch out to a different style instead of another empty hand style.
Right,
But
right.
one rule I will say that I always kept, like if I was ever deciding on a weapon that I wanted to study, like say the bow or the nunchucks, for example, my thing was that if I couldn't do the like if I was requiring the weapon specifically in order to do these techniques, I wouldn't learn that weapon like unless it could transition from weapon to empty hand. It's just it was more convenient, I thought, and more
Well, the
accessible.
practicality of it as well, yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, because how often should I be walking around town with a damn bow slung over my shoulder, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
In our town, you really can't. You do that in our town, and next thing you know, you're gonna have a fucking cop pulling up on you and drawing his pistol.
Dude, let me tell you about this one thing here. There was a time I went to the local park about 3 houses down from my place, but I had a legit sharp katana strapped to my back, and one of the police cruisers drives by. I see the officer that's driving look over at me, and I'm thinking, oh shit, here we go. But no, he looked at me, looked back at the road, and just kept on going. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I did have a live sharp katana on me, so I was kind of concerned there.
So
But
what I'm hearing is that you and my brother would get along. Got it.
most likely, yeah. I mean, like to give you a rundown of the different weapon arts I've studied would be the bow staff, say for example. My instructor hates it when we call it the bow staff. I mean, he prefers bow, and honestly, that's more traditionally worded, I guess. But anyway, but the bow, there's these things called tunfa, which simply put are like a variation of a nightstick, I guess you could say. Like to give you a rough idea of what a tunfa is. But
No,
then,
I know what that is.
okay. But most usually don't that I run into. That's why I have that comparison ready.
Yeah, I'm a black belt in Krav Maga and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, so I know quite a bit of martial arts.
So you're a bitch.
No, okay.
And then I got Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, some Judo and Taekwondo as well.
Nice. I gotta say, speaking of judo though, a training partner of mine, he cross trained between judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and let me tell you, he was significantly smaller than me, but it took no effort whatsoever for him to blast me right over or just. And here's the thing: is he was 70, like mid 70s. I was at my late 20s at the time. I'm 6 foot 2 inches, gravitate on average between 280 to 300 pounds. This 75 some year old man was able to throw me and take me down without a problem at all, whether I resisted him or not.
It's that old man strength, man.
Uh-huh.
Well, and that's honestly just how well those two styles complement each other.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And that's just called knowing what the fuck you're doing when you
Well,
go in.
well, the thing I noticed immediately when I started grappling with him, I went in there thinking my strength was going to be my advantage. Turned out to not be the case. Because number one, I couldn't get a hold of him for more than a split second before he slipped right out of my grip. And the thing is, it seemed like he understood that proper positioning and proper leverage were going to beat me every time, and quite honestly, it did.
Well,
That's
the
why I
Judo
say
side of it.
well, yeah, but I don't know. It's like I guess you could say that with the judo side is how he was able to do that. But here's the thing: is that if there's one thing I can tell you about this training partner of mine, once he got you on the ground and he sprawled on you, just give up. He sticks to you like goddamn glue. I promise you, you ain't going anywhere unless he lets you. Once he's got you belly down or on your, even worse, on your back, and he sprawls on you, you ain't going nowhere unless he wants you to.
Hey,
I can
man.
tell you that. But yeah, I should get off of this track though. I don't mean to monopolize the podcast here though.
No, you're good, man. We honestly enjoy any topics out here.
All right.
Right. Well, and that was I had there's a guy here in my local town. His name is Cac, Master Cac. He's like a 5-time Muay Thai world champion.
Nice.
And I would spar with him, and that guy would hit you 5 times before you even realized he moved. Slap in 6, 7, and 8 just for fucking good measure, and you'd just be sitting there. And the only way I could ever come out with a kind of win is if it went to the ground and I could get my hands on him, because then I could overpower him, because he was a very, very small man and he was used to a stand-up fight. So if you stood up with him, you were screwed. It would never happen. Well, then I'd spar with his son Kassem,
Mhm.
and he was my size, big kid, you know, and he was a Mason as well. So not only does he have Mason strength, he's got Muay Thai strength because he's been training with his dad since he could walk. Well, he actually fractured the left side of my rib cage when we were sparring one day, because he baited me with using the same moveset about 3 or 4 times over, and I was stupid and just starting out at the time.
Yeah.
So I went with a standard high, elbow block, skip it off my elbow, counter. In my head, I'm like, okay, counter, left hook to the body, move back upstairs when his hands come down, leg kick, separate, reset. You know what I mean? Like, because everything's a progression. That was what my first master ever taught me. Everything you do, no matter what art you're doing, is a progression. You always plan for the beginning, the middle, and the end, and you adapt off of your plan as needed. Well, I went to go do that, and I've never seen a man snap his leg around someone's elbow so fast to this day, and he walloped me right in the short rib. And yeah, I felt it pop, couldn't breathe, and I was kneeling. I stood up, and I had just pain all up my left hand side, and I tapped. I kneeled back down, and I tapped. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm done. I can't hardly breathe.
That sounds about right. I got to tell you though, if the reason my voice sounds a little wonky though, I got to say, is in one of my competitions. Are you familiar with a rich hand strike in Okinawan Kenpo Karate?
Yes, I am.
Pretty much. Well, here's the thing: is that one of the competitors I competed against, I think 2017 is when the competition took place. But here's the thing: is that he went to load up for a rich hand on me, And due to the plan I had, I decided to change levels on him, like duck down a little bit to go for what I was going for. Problem was that one of us didn't factor for the other somewhere along the way. I ended up eating that ridge hand straight in the throat. It was purely accidental, but I ate it straight in the throat.
Yeah, I imagine that would do some damage.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were swinging controlled force.
Hey, Tommy, you actually yourself, back when you were young, did some.
Hey, y'all's audio is getting quiet.
What's that?
Caleb, your audio is getting quiet, bud.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
I probably ended up lowering my volume. That's my bad there.
I think he. Yeah. I had the phone in the wrong place. He was speaking low, but yeah.
So one thing I do gotta ask is like, how did you and Caleb meet?
Oh, that's actually
Years and years ago in like elementary school, like, do you remember how? Because I don't even. It was just years ago. We've been friends so many years. I don't remember exactly how.
If I remember correctly, being the pioneer kid that I was, I'm willing to bet I probably went after some kid, and you and a couple others were probably involved with trying to pull me off the cliff. Bastard, if I'm being honest. I'm willing to bet something like that is probably how we met, but I don't remember specifically though.
Could have been.
I mean, I do remember in high school where this one kid sucker punched me, and it took you and 3 seniors to get me off the poor kid. He just
Yeah.
snuck that straight in.
It
And
sounds
this was
like a couple
before.
of guys I know.
And this was before I had all the martial arts discipline and experience and whatnot.
Tags.
Yes, sir.
When's your rifle season coming in?
Wednesday.
Well, aren't you lucky?
I won't be out. I'll be at work.
Wednesday out there. That's weird as fuck.
My rifle season doesn't start until the 20th.
Yeah, no, I'll be at work. I'm not. I never take the opener off. It's always a shit show. I like to let it calm down for the first 3, 4, 5 days before I bother even setting back into the woods.
So my plan is I'll be at work all week next week, and the 20th is a Monday. I plan on letting it go right through, and then 25th and 26th is when I'll hunt. And then hopefully I get the deer that's on my dad's property. Because like I was telling Breeze in our last recording that I hunt on my dad's property, and he has a bunch of nice deer that are sitting out there, but for some reason as soon as hunting season starts, they just disappear. And so I'm hoping that by the time I can get myself out there, I can actually get one of them.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, hopefully, because I'm gonna use my old 30-06 that I got, and hopefully I don't destroy it like I did my last year.
Aim for the neck or at the base of the skull. You won't take out any meat.
Look, last time I shot at one, I was about to be dark. It's like, all right, cool. You're decent sized. I'm gonna shoot you. I was like, I've been sitting out here for 2 days, haven't seen anything, and I'm like, I'm just gonna shoot whatever I see. And so I was like, cool, I'm just gonna shoot you. I shot the thing, and it kind of just went through both shoulder blades. They were brittled, like shattered shoulder blades, and then it just fell into my dad's pond. And I was like, yeah, I need a little bit of help. It's like I'm not grabbing a water-soaked deer out of this pond. It's already heavy enough.
I think you need a lot of help.
Man, you need a lot of help.
Yeah, we both need a lot of help.
Him and I need more help than I'm pretty sure anybody can offer.
I meant me and Gambit, but it's good to know that you do too.
Well, I kind of do, yeah.
So what we're saying is this episode is actually turning into
A therapy
KEGS
session.
psychiatric clinic.
Pretty much.
Speaking of which, guys,
Hello, my name is Dr. Psychosis. I am here to help you.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Now remember, everyone, straitjackets are on your left, crayons are on your right, and don't you dare write on my damn walls.
Hey, don't you make fun of the queen. You make fun of the queen, and I will smack you so fucking hard you won't remember yesterday.
Look, I'll take the crowns any day. I'd rather be considered a Marine than a psychotic.
Fair enough.
Right? Fucking Jarhead over there.
Listen,
Well, that was when I was working for the state up here. I had to have college credits and things pertaining to law enforcement, so I obviously took criminal justice 1, criminal justice 2. I took psychology, sociology, and criminology as well. Because
I'm getting ready to start school here pretty soon too, so I'm about to start trying to go for my finish my associates and go for my bachelor's.
okay, there you go. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Hey guys, I got one other story from my competition.
Man, it sounds like you're trying to chew a hot dog right now. That's how muffled you are.
Who?
Yeah, little Poe over there, Kung Fu Panda.
Lil Poe.
Dragon Warrior.
Here on out, your name gonna be Lil Poe. Welcome to the jungle, Lil Poe.
Yeah, for real.
This is like a rock rap thing. Welcome to the jungle.
That reminds me of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
No shit. Welcome to the jungle. That's why.
That was the correct extrapolation of that statement.
I'm a little retarded right now.
Yeah. Hey, but so you guys want
Just right now.
He's doing better than I am if it's just right now then.
I believe I heard Poe say that he had one more good story for us that he thought of.
From a competition of mine, yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh, come get the phone off my lap and put it in his face. Because
Sorry, I'm not getting that close to those.
Oh, come on. That's not that far from my balls. Go ahead and grab it.
Yeah, but I don't like it that much.
I'm so glad I put explicit language in some of these.
Yeah, that's usually a good idea when you get us on there.
See,
Crazy bitch. Suck that dick. Put it between your fat dick.
When I
Yeah, when you get him and I, that's usually a good idea.
There's a selection on whenever I'm posting my YouTube videos for the podcast. It says, "Is this recommended for children?" And I always say no.
It is not.
I always say
it is not.
no. But do you want to verify that you're 18?
But I like the way you fuck me.
It says, "Is this video made for kids?" No. Do you want to verify that they're 18? No.
For this episode, you should probably put no.
I would agree. Yeah. I would definitely agree.
I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad
I'm
that
gonna
it
have
gives
a
me the
stripper
option.
I'm gonna have a stripper in a cop uniform while we're all in the jail cell with the video.
Please
so
don't.
this episode is not meant for kids. She gonna be grinding on them fucking bars.
Please don't. I'd rather not see you dressed like that.
Do you want it all?
All right, so you guys ready for that competition bit there?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
And it.
Well, real quick here, pretty much. I ended up going against I can't remember whether it was Taekwondo or it was some sort of predominantly kicking art, pretty much though. But here's the point though, is that he went for a front sweep on my front base leg, and well, I moved it in time and tried to turn it into a kick into his head, and I somehow ended up spinning and kicking my own self in the side of my head somehow.
How did you do that?
I have no clue.
He's an idiot, but he's one of my good friends.
Yeah. But here's the thing is that it explained real quick as to why my hip felt an extreme shooting pain all the way down my leg. And well, I looked down and my leg was in an awkward position, and needless to say, I was out of the competition.
Well, I hope so. I hope you didn't try to keep going after that. You probably gave yourself a concussion too.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I kind of wanted to, but the referee and the tournament director wouldn't let me. But here's the thing, though, is that there was a time I blew out an ankle during a weapons training session at the local karate school here. And here's the thing is I heard the bone crunching, so I knew I shouldn't have continued. But me being as my instructor calls me, Mr. Stubborn, among other things, is pretty much the thing was I finished out pretty much the other half an hour, 30 minutes worth of weapon training, and then we had an hour and 15 of hand-to-hand sparring ahead of us. And I don't know how the hell I did it, but I managed it all through the hour and 45 with an ankle that I shouldn't have even been able to stand on.
More power
I
to
mean,
you.
it was kind of, to be honest, it was kind of in my head. I was like, I got 2 feet for a reason. Let's go. It's pretty much what my mentality was.
Oh yeah.
All right,
See,
but I'm going to pass it back over.
more power to you, man. Like I broke my hand one time, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I didn't even try to use my computer. I didn't try to do anything. I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm in too much pain.
You must be this newer generation, then, Gambit, because a broken hand's gonna keep you from doing all that. What a puss.
Listen, let me explain to you how bad my
Do
broken
it
hand was.
one-handed and have a couple fingers. Why do you gotta be a fucktard? You're like,
Let me
oh, I
expl-
can't do it. I got a broken hand.
let me explain to you
Welcome
how
to the new generation.
let me explain to you how bad my broken hand was. All right. So from the webbing of my thumb and my middle finger or pointer finger, right? That little section right there, all the way down, basically to like my wrist bone, it was split into
Stop
two.
beating up so fucking much, and you'll stop beating up that tissue.
I'll explain to you what happened in a second. But like from there all the way down to like right back by my wrist bone, it was completely severed through with the bone. And so like if you dangle your hand by just your wrist and just dangle your hand there, that section I told you all the way up to my fingertips was just dangling like that. So like I was in a lot of pain, and it took me over a year to recover. But I didn't ever wear a cast. I showed up told him I was like, I'll just wear a brace. However it heals, it'll heal. But the way it happened was I was it was near spring, and that's when some of the tornadoes come out in Kansas. And I went to go help one of my fellow soldiers who we were closing up our metal connex. And I don't know if you guys know what those are, but for those that don't know, if you look at like a shipping freighter boat, it's the big like metal containers that they put on there. Well, long story short, the wind picked up real fast, and I got my hand slammed in there in between the doors. And when I opened it back up, I looked right at my sergeant and I said, "Well, I need to go to the damn hospital." I was like, "I'm just leaving, and I will see you whenever they tell me I can come back." And I came back the next day with a brace on, and they were like, "I don't know why you're even here." Like I was in a lot of pain. Like, I couldn't type. I couldn't sit there and write with my hand. I could barely be on my phone. I was in that much pain. Like I've been
But you
so.
have another hand, and you're sitting there acting like it's the end of the world. See, you're the next generation. You
Well,
bunch of pussies.
I mean, I still drove and I still did all the stuff I needed to do. Like I still like was able to do my stuff, but I'm not ambidextrous. So like
Put it this
using
way, my grandfather was working in a carbon factory, right? Broke his leg, drove himself to the hospital, driving a manual.
well, so I'm not ambidextrous, right? And I was in so much pain because my body was already in the cold whenever the next day whenever it happened. So like my body was already like, okay, now this hurts a lot worse because the cold was making it worse. And I have a car, and I had to drive to work. So I'm using my left hand to put my car in gear. I'm over here driving with my left hand, and then when I get there, I'm using my left hand again to push it back into park. My God, that shit, it sucked. But after like, I want to say about 6 months, I was able to start using my hand again. But even to this day, like I still have issues and stuff like that. That like my hand will just stop working, so I
I
can't
told
even
you
use
to
my
stop
hand.
walking off.
Listen, all right, I'm not even gonna get into that because that's a whole story that would probably get us not be able to publish this anywhere.
Come on, you said it's not suitable.
I'll publish what I want anywhere. They want to see my sack or my asshole.
I I'm not trying to publish this to YouTube and say some kid rolls along and they hear me talk about what goes on, and I get in trouble and the video gets taken down. Okay,
They want teabagged or to rim job me. I mean,
you're something
if
else.
they're
I
gonna
will
listen,
say,
let's at least code it.
I will say it's surprising how much you don't realize you use your thumbs until you almost cut one off and you're waiting for that thing to fucking be usable again.
Dude, trust me, I know.
You sick of
sucks.
shoving it up your ass or what?
Well,
I mean, Kegs
I
probably is.
was lucky it was on my offhand because like I went and got it stitched up. I went right damn near through the bone with a circular saw. Because one of my buddies that I was working with thought it'd be funny to cord fuck me, make it, pull it too short for what I was doing. So when I'm trying to like shuffle all these boards around that I was cutting for a skip sheeted roof, I ended up going. It was too short for what I was trying to do, so I pulled back, and when I went to turn and look, they were standing there giggling at me. Well, when I had something in my hand and the fucking saw stopped and the blade brake wasn't working, so the blade was still spinning, and then it stopped when it hit my bone. It was cool. But yeah,
He
I went
said
and
it
got
was
it.
cool.
Yeah, I went and got it stitched up, and then I drove myself back out to the job site and went back to work. Albeit slightly slower than my usual pace. And then I ended up getting fired because I went back to work.
Ooh.
You
See,
got
like,
fired
So that was-
because you went back to work?
That's what I heard.
yeah, that's what I heard.
correct. Yeah, that is
What the
correct. I got
hell?
fired because I got injured, went to the hospital. Technically, that would be a workman's comp, but I'd have to be off till I was cleared by a doctor. But because I was stubborn and went back to work, I got fired.
See, that's the worker, man. Like, that's a hard worker right there. You go back after an injury, you don't care.
But to that insurance company, you're a risk because you don't know any better, apparently.
Well, it depends on who
That's
you
what
ask,
that
though,
would
now.
seem there.
In my opinion, that depends on who you ask, though.
Like
Yeah,
I said,
well, to this day, I still don't know no better.
Now look, to me personally, that's not going too far.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're the insurance company,
Well, yeah.
Well,
you got to see it from their point too.
Lopo,
Yeah.
what made you want to come on the podcast today?
Pretty much I was invited, and I thought, well, why not? You know?
Yeah, Caleb kind of like just probably told you, because you're probably his little slave.
He kind of did, yeah. But I chose to either way, though.
Oh, he come up to hang out anyway, and before this Gambit, you talked to him about being on the podcast with me, and I'm like, well, he's here anyway.
As far as I
know,
know, we'll be. As far
Kegs
as I
is
know,
here
I'll
just
be.
out of his voluntary, just being by himself. He's just lonely.
Real quick,
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I really don't have friends, so.
Well, yeah.
Me either. He's still about the only friend I still have. We've been friends since high school.
Well, ouch.
So
that kinda hurt.
basically, I guess he's a true friend because he's been a friend since high school.
That kind of hurt my soul there. You hear that, Cakes? He said I'm not even his friend. Damn, man, I considered him a friend and not even a colleague, man.
Well, come on, you gotta do it as a coddling way. And he asked for it now, so you gotta do it.
You know what?
What?
You should be a Hollywood star because now you're twisting my words.
I mean, I do use a software that's from Hollywood, so.
Falling with the big boys.
Yeah, Caleb's not a big
Put a
boy
hooker
though.
in there with me going, oh, girl, nice ass.
Caleb's not a big boy. He's a little boy.
I seem to remember you both saying you were smaller.
Mama said when we conceived you. I was about 12 years old.
I don't know how to feel about that.
So however you want. My sperm created you.
You didn't.
Start
Hell
call.
no.
You can start calling him Big Daddy K.
No. Not happening. That is definitely not happening.
It must be a thing.
What's going on, son Gambit?
Don't ever talk to me like that again.
This is what you say, not much, Big Daddy K.
You stay out of this, little Poe. All right. You stay out
It'll be
of
all
this.
right. Little Gambit gonna bend over in the shower. It'll be okay.
Listen, all right. I don't know how I feel about y'all talking to me like this. All right. Kegs, Kegs is over here just quiet, and then he just laughs, man.
Kegs,
He's not even getting himself involved.
I think he's just
Oh.
enjoying the show, honestly.
Kegs, I'll tell you what. I'll hold them still. You do the rest.
No,
Hold
that's
up.
all right. I'll put them down myself and then do the rest.
Listen, y'all are like talking about abusing me now.
Okay, I'll just watch.
Well, no, if you want to
You're a
talk
watcher
about
now. Okay.
Actually, you could be the director. You could hold the camera.
What is
I
this?
will.
What is
I'll
this, a
direct
fucking
the whole
porn
thing.
video?
I'll be like, cut, wrong angle. Do it again.
What is this, a BDSM video? Come on now. This ain't
Hey, I
BDSM
got-
now.
It
Kegs
could be.
got-
I have whips and chains and handcuffs
Kegs
and ball
Poe
gags
got
and all
it when
that
I
stuff.
said cut.
That
Do it.
concerns me.
You got to remember the red lights; those are the most important part.
At least
Well,
make
I mean, there's a butt plug that lights up.
That works.
you would be the one that knows that. You probably
Okay.
shove it
Well,
up
yeah,
your ass every day.
I use it on my wife all the time, or rather, that's one of the ways she lets me know she wants to go for it. She'll put that in and then fucking bend over and grab something in front of me, and then I see something leaking at me, and I'm like, oh hey, you know.
I thought you
What?
meant that she shoved it up your ass.
Hey, I know
Dude, that is so fucked. Oh my God.
Hey, I know what to do with that thing.
I
I'm not
love
even
that
That's right.
story.
That's right.
I'm so happy that they give me a selection to say, do you want to make sure it's for 18-year-olds? Because I'm definitely making this video. You have to verify your age.
Yep.
You have to verify your age. If you don't, then you're pedophile. What's the opposite of pedophilia? Senior citizen abuse.
That'll be on you, yeah.
Yeah, but I say again, that's why making this video labeled as 18 or older is a good idea.
Well, so there's actually a setting in YouTube where it says, "Is it made for kids?" You can say no,
I
and then
would
if
say no.
there's another setting like in a drop-down arrow that says, "Do you want them to verify that they're 18?" I'm definitely
would
clicking yes for this one.
Yeah, I would say yes on that.
I'm definitely not saying no like the other ones.
I
I'm
wouldn't
definitely
either.
saying yes.
No,
And I'm
well,
gonna make
Gambit,
sure.
let me tell you what I will verify for you, boy.
I'm gonna definitely make sure that when I'm labeling this before I start editing it, I know which one I'm messing with, so that whenever I start editing, I can just make sure. Okay, this one needs to be labeled
Hey,
18
hey.
older.
Gambit, do you like sandwiches?
Shut up. Shut up.
Because me and Kegs is gonna make a Gambit sandwich.
Oh God, Lord help me.
Those guys
Well, even the Lord couldn't separate that one.
Recording too. I did forget about that.
We'd be sitting there
guys-
getting plowed by the power of Thor. The Lord ain't helping you none.
Y'all need to
No.
leave room for Jesus, all right?
Ain't no room for Jesus.
Hey. You need to learn to put some music in the background like Breeze. That way I can take you for a ride on my big green tractor in the background as well.
No, God. I'm gonna do. I can't remember what the name of the song is, but it's about a gay cowboy. If you're into older country, you'll understand it.
About a gay cowboy. Gambit, what are
literally-
you trying to tell me?
Oh, it's called Hank Steele, the Real Queer Cowboy. That's the name of the song. You guys gotta look that song up after this recording and listen to it.
Okay, what is this guy telling me?
I'll make sure I send it. I'll make sure I send it to you guys. It's an actual song, believe it or not. All right.
Well, I mean, I guess the irony of all of that is I am wearing a cowboy hat right now.
Oh God.
That doesn't surprise.
It doesn't surprise me either. I think the
Don't give a
song's
fuck.
by Dog Fashion Disco. Whatever you do not, and I mean, do not press play on the video while we are recording. I promise you it is not going to be good for this. And I won't be able to upload this. You guys just have to listen to it on your own time. But I sent you the link so you guys can see it.
He takes all the fun out of this.
He
I
does
won't-
take all the fun out
I-
of this. I know. Fun
I-
sucker.
I won't be able to upload it due to copyright. That's why I say
Well,
don't watch it.
He is actually right on that. Yeah.
He is, but at the same time, you have the editing process to just cut that portion of it out.
I don't feel
Do
like
someone-
copyright or what? We can cut out copyright.
If someone was that fucking dumb to open it right now.
Please don't.
I mean,
That
to
makes
be
my-
fair,
that
we
makes
thought
my
about
life a
it.
living hell.
So I come in on Cash's phone and I gave it a thought.
Look, all I have to do is deafen it. All I have to do is deafen Caleb if Tommy decides to do it. I'll just deafen him, and he won't be heard on the podcast, and this podcast will just be me and Kegs for a minute.
What? Will I drip him and make him chase the fucking Michelin tire down the street?
I will remove you from the audio if you start playing the song, okay? I will remove you.
On the road again.
I'm not having it played through this because I already have to.
Tag's got it. He's rolling like a tire and then on the road again.
I was thinking a little bit more along the lines like the wheels on the bus, but hey, that'll do too.
Yeah, that's Lil Po's favorite song. That's his theme song. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
My thing is,
That's what he'll be hearing right before he passes out.
my big thing is I take a rolling start into a somersault. I yell human boulders. I'm about to do the somersault.
You know
Make sure
something?
when you do
So
You know something? You know something?
time out. Time the fuck out. Did your buddy just say that he references Naruto before he does a somersault?
Every once in a great while.
That's because he's a
it is
fucking
true.
idiot. Don't worry.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's the Akamichi clan fucking clan specific jutsu. It's fine. We all get it.
Hyuga. Are you
Hey,
kidding
hey,
me?
no, hey,
Hyuga
Well, that
was
would be that'd be if you were using rotation, but then you'd actually have to have access to your Tenketsu points.
Well, then again, if you're going with Clan of Chiha, you
Alright,
could
let's go. Let's
eventually
go.
be a Sharingan.
Alright. All right, right here, right now. Let's get in there.
See, make sure that whenever he does do the
Let's
somersault,
go.
that there's like a drop to where whenever he
Get in there and
does
let's
do
go.
it, he can just drop straight into water.
Now, if I do that, that might be a little bit more of a problem.
I would love to see it.
Honestly, I'll have Cash recorded if I decide to do it.
I'm down for that. Just send it directly to me. I'll put it in our
I'll have
video.
him send it if anything.
I'll put it in I'll put it in another podcast
Let's go.
video, or just straight make like a short for our channel.
You fucker. Not
That'd be
full
alright.
force.
So were you trying to make an argument of something to do with the Sharingan? What now?
Oh no, it's like I was referencing the Sharingan and the Rinnegan in comparison to techniques you can do with the Byakugan instead of the Hyugas.
Well, the Byakugan's basically just there for reading their chakra system,
Sure.
and like they can see really far. You know what I mean? The Byakugan doesn't do much, which is kind of sad, realistically. Like it's supposed to be this big special thing, but it's really not.
It's more. It seems like it's more recon and information gathering tool more. So it seems like.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't have like it doesn't have like the Eye of Insight or the Eye of Hypnotism or anything special like that, like the Sharingan or nothing like that. And yes, to the both of you right now that are staring at me, yes, I have a nerd side as well. I just don't broadcast that often. But yeah, if you want to talk Naruto, dude, we can debate shit for fucking hours.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
have
dude,
hours.
yeah. I ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah, neither do I. We're already creeping up on almost 40 minutes, okay?
Just saying. I mean, obviously the Rinnegan, you got the fucking pass, the 6 pass of pain.
We've been on the phone 40 minutes. I'm just saying I don't have that kind of time for them to discuss a fucking cartoon for the next 48 hours.
Give each other their direct links. Just to talk to each other.
Hey.
Fuck it.
No, that's only if we're talking canon. Non-canon, you can go for fucking a few more.
Oh, well,
Hold
that's
on.
great.
Hold on.
What kind
I
of
don't-
deal is that? Does GM offer it themselves?
I don't like how that sounds. uh, well, hey, we're creeping up on 40 minutes. Uh, I say we can. You guys think that's been enough for today?
Oh, we're still
Sure.
going to talk, but we'll hang up from the podcast.
Oh, of course.
I was about to say, it's your guys' show. Y'all do what y'all want to. I'm just a guest.
So, anyways, we've had Kegs back on here, and Gambit, you want to finish it off here?
Yeah. This has been Wild and Wired with Kay and Gambit. We've had Poe and Kegs as our guest today. We went on a little tangent, but it's been fun. That's to say the least. A little uncomfortable sometimes, but it's been fun.
That's
But we'll.
all about what a podcast is about, different opinions. You know, it makes it interesting.
This has been Wild and Wired with Kay and Gambit, and we'll see you next time.